What's up, guys? For today's knife review, we're gonna be doing kind of a new review, but also more of an update because I have already done a review on the Benchmade Barrage. This is the Barrage 581, so it's in a different style. However, I have done a review on the other version, which I have right here. So this is really, I'm covering a new version, but also just talking about how great the original one is that I did a review on. But before we get into the review, let's do a quick wrist check. I am currently rocking my Casio G-Shock GMW B5000, a fantastic watch. I absolutely love it, and it just goes perfectly, or it pairs perfectly with the 581. I mean, look at that. It's almost as if they were designed to be worn together. But going to the review, our first talking point, let me pull out my little cheat sheet, is price. So it's not really a budget-friendly knife. MSRP, you're looking at $260 on Amazon. Out the door after taxes, I paid around $217. So fortunately, you can get it, you know, reasonably below MSRP, but you're still looking north of $200. Next talking point is dimensions. So let's see what we got there. I will put those on the screen for you, but just so that you don't have to read, we're looking at a blade length of 3.6 inches, thickness of 0.121 inches, total length of 8.35, and a closed length of 4.75 inches. And the weight I'm getting on the website is 5.2 ounces. Let's go ahead and see if that is correct. This is kind of like my truth telling method. If the weight is correct, then I trust all the other dimensions. So 5 1/8 ounces. What was that? It was 5.2. Yeah, so that's close enough. Let's see that in grams. 147 grams. So yeah, right on the money. Not super light, but not ridiculously heavy either. I think that's a perfectly acceptable carry weight. Oh yeah, and also as you can see here, here's the box that it comes in. So pretty standard Benchmade box if you're familiar with Benchmades, and it does come in this very good quality carry bag too. Alright, next talking point is weight. So we've already covered weight, and then blade steel, handle material. So the blade steel, we are looking at M390, which I believe is labeled, I can zoom in on that, M390. Ugh, I got some gunk on this blade. Let's go ahead and clean that off. Alright, much better. Yep, so right there, M390. I am not a steel expert. I do know, just off of some quick research, it is a Austrian Swedish steel, known for extremely high levels of corrosion resistance and durability. So that is always a great thing, to have a steel that is resistant to those things. And then handle material, we are looking at G10 for the bottom portion, and then aluminum on this top portion, which I just really like that look. It makes it look super professional, super clean looking. No complaints with that. Alright, next talking point is action, deployment, and lockup. So here, let's see. Action is very smooth. There's a deployment, and if you are familiar with any Barrage, I'm just going to call it Barrage. Let me know if I'm wrong in the comment section. But, fantastic. They're exactly the same. And really, the fantastic deployment was one of the reasons why I fell in love with the original Barrage. And that holds true with this new one. And then lockup is fantastic. You have this axis lock, which, if you're familiar with the ball bearing lock, the XR lock from SOG, or the crossbar lock. Anyways, this style of lock is very similar across the board because it is so fantastic. Easy to use one-handed, and just known for its reliability, ease of use, and strength overall. Yeah, but absolutely no blade play and no side to side movement. Next talking point is ergonomics. So what I really like is the overall texture of the handle material. It's very comfortable to hold. It's not super aggressive. It's not so in your face. It just looks like a simple everyday knife that just a normal working man would use, and I really like that. So, you know, the way that it looks, the way that it holds, just a very pleasant knife to carry. So, you know, 10 out of 10 for ergonomics for me. I'm sure that there are ways that you can make it more grippy and more aggressive so that you don't lose, you know, don't ever let it slip out of your hands. But I think for the purpose of this knife, it's really just meant to be a workman's knife, and you're never going to be in that attack mode to where you're going to need that, you know, super grippy texture. Next talking point is pocketability. Fantastic. It sits very easily in the pockets. It is only tip up carry, which, I mean, who tip down carries realistically? Like, come on, man. If you're tip down carrying in the, you know, with the 21st century, let's get with the times. But I joke, but you know, for me, my preference will always be tip up carry, and so the fact that this is only tip up carry, you know, is something I won't complain about. And it is reversible with the pocket clip, but I prefer it in this mode right here with the right pocket carry, so no adjustments there needed. But if you did need to change it, it is, I think, just 3 Torx screws. So if you get a little Torx kit off of Amazon for real cheap, then you'll be able to swap that, no problem. Alright, next talking point is comparison. So I'm going to cheat. Really, my comparison is with the other Barrage. I bought this one at a military installation on base, and for some reason they only sell like all black pocket knives, at least where I'm stationed at. So I had to get this one, and at the time I had never owned a Benchmade knife before, and I think just out of boredom I ended up buying this because, you know, I was at the store and it was there, so, and I'm a knife guy, so I ended up buying it, and I was just ecstatic. You know, I removed it from the packaging, and the second I felt it in my hands, I knew that I was holding a tool, not some flimsy knife, not something that's going to fall apart after some rough use, but an actual, you know, piece of steel and metal, and it just was super sturdy. And overall fantastic, just a tank of a workman's knife. So I fell in love with it. The only thing I hated was the serrated blade, which I understand the usefulness of a serrated blade, but for me, just aesthetically, I absolutely hate it. And this Tanto point, it just wasn't jiving with me. So quality was fantastic, but I hated the look, and that really bothered me. And I happened to come across this one at a Sportsman's Warehouse, and I didn't even know they made different versions. And I saw this, absolutely fell in love with it. So I looked it up online and ordered one as soon as I could. But yeah, this is the Barrage perfected. So if you had the choice, obviously you can tell what my opinion is. Go with the 581. I think this is just the 580, and this is the 581. Overall, that satin finish with the drop point blade style and the G10 and aluminum handle grip, it just looks so great. Looks so humble, but good quality at the same time, all in one. So yeah, that's my comparison knife. I know it's kind of cheating because I'm just comparing it with the same one, but whatever. So next talking point is my overall thoughts, and should you buy it. Overall thoughts are completely positive. The thing that I absolutely love about it is it's just overall ruggedness without you having to worry too much about, this isn't like a Grail knife. It's just a simple, it's like an old Ford truck. Right? It's just something you can kind of beat up without worrying about denting because it'll be able to handle it, and it's just always there ready to go. Some knives, they're kind of like your Grail baby knives. This one is just one that is ready to do the job, and that's fantastic. As far as price goes, you know, $220. I would really prefer if this were in the $150 price range, just because I just don't think I'm getting $220 worth of knife. There are definitely other knife companies out there where, you know, you could get the same quality for significantly less, but don't take that away from the overall quality. This is still fantastic quality. I just don't think it's $220 worth. But that could also just be my inexperience with steels. You know, maybe M390 is a expensive steel. I don't know. But just because of the quality, I am willing to overlook the price point, and I'm willing to pay that extra cost because this really is such a fantastic knife. And I mean, that says a lot. The fact that I already owned this knife and I loved it so much that, first of all, I was able to look past the ugliness, and then not only that, but look past the price again, get an even more expensive version because I loved it so much. So if whatever you take away from this video, just know that I personally loved this knife so much, I bought another one, and that means a lot, at least to me. So anyways, take it or leave it, that's my opinion, but I highly recommend that you get this version. And I hope that this video helps you with your next knife purchase. Thank you for watching, and tune in for my next episode. Alright, bye.